It'll be all. I'll show you. We'll never hear the end of it. Look. What do you want?
Ladies and gentlemen, if everyone could have a seat now, please. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Reverend Paul Big Bear will be officiating our service for hope. I'm going to take care of it.
Thank you.
You're going to have everything at the end of the day.
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
In the back? No?
Yes.
You can? Okay. I'd like to take a moment. Everyone bow your heads. Say a silent prayer before we begin. Thank you. Nicole Laurriane Chirinos, that's how she said. Chirinos, like you have a happy nose. Chipmunk Boyd has left us. Loving wife to Neal, mother to Caitlin, grandmother to Camron, daughter to the late Gladis and Fernando Chirinos, sister to the late Nico Chirinos, sister to Flavia, Angela, and many aunt to many nieces and nephews. Just a great big family that I was honored to be taken in and part of. I was an outsider who's been brought in. She was born in Arequipa, I hope I say this right, Arequipa?
Arequipa.
Okay, I was close. But I've never been there. But anyway, Peru. And at the age of 7, the family immigrated to the United States. Falls Church, Virginia, where she attended elementary and started high school. And before moving to Abington and graduating from Abington High School, where she was active in sports, soccer, volleyball, bowling. She loved fireworks and being something she stayed, a social butterfly. 1987, along came Caitlin.
89.
86, oh, well, somebody told me wrong. I'm going back and get the editor. 89. I made you older. Oh, well. Family, the beach, concerts, frequent trips to Peru with her father. Family was base for Mommy Cole. Friends were always important. Life is the flash of a firefly in the night. It is the breath of a buffalo in the winter. It is the little shadow which runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset. How long was Nicole in your life? How long did you share life and laughter together? These are things that are not measured in time, in hours, days, or years, but rather in memories to be cherished and held dear in our hearts. I met Nicole right about the time she met her husband-to-be, Neal. And a happier couple would be very hard to find. I was hosting a regular group that gathered to sing karaoke and party at the VFW. And Nicole came along and came in to sing, and she was energy to spare. She really was. She spoke faster than sometimes I could listen. and had a giggling laugh that gave me cause, and here comes the explanation, for me to call her Chipmunk. And it stuck. And she loved it, and we all did because we love Chipmunk. From this giggling laugh that gave me pause to call it out, we went on to the Friday night party continues, the Joyful Noise Singers, the fundraisers, visits to veterans' homes. We did a weekend called Stand Down for homeless veterans. We did a day at Walter Reed Hospital, Family Day for the veterans, parades, political events, and always the Chipmunk was front and center. So many memories of life with Nicole in it, and I cherish mine dearly. I will borrow some words that I read to sum these feelings up this way. She was indeed a shining light of laughter, joy, and fun. Her eager and generous nature kept her busy with the next adventure. And that was true. Every day was the next adventure. Her friendship always made me feel good. Nicole and Neal became family, and I was honored to preside over the nuptials and to see their marriage grow in love. They spent 24 years together and just shy of 5 years married. I got some of the numbers right. Not in the time of pleasure, hope doth set the bow, but in the sky of sorrow, over the veil of woe. Through gloom and shadow look we, on beyond the years. The soul would have no rainbow, had the eyes no tears. I find comfort knowing that Nicole was well aware that her Savior always had her by the right hand all through life. And I find comfort knowing that He has led her across the Jordan to her eternal walk, where she's waiting for each of us when our time comes. That gives me comfort. That gives me reason to rejoice that, well, she's found her peace. She's found her no pain, and she waits. Today, I join friends and family to mourn the loss of a very special lady. I also come to celebrate the life of a very special friend who made me smile. She made me laugh. She took me in his family. Ahalanicha, wanashtate. Until we meet again, I love you. If there's anyone here who would like to share thoughts, moments, anything, please come on up. You said you'd be first, and here she comes.
Hello everyone, I'm Taylor, Nicole's niece. When I was really little, around 2, just starting to talk, we lived in New Jersey, and my mom and my aunt shared the same condo. So my aunt and my cousin Caitlin lived upstairs, our family lived downstairs, and it was awesome. It was so fun. I got to see my aunt all the time, and pretty soon I started calling her Mommy. So, I mean, it was the 90s, 2 moms wasn't that weird, but you can see where the confusion would lie. So my mom and my aunt decided that she would be Mommy Cole. And from that day on, before I can even remember, she has been Mommy Cole to me. Till now, and forever. I'm one of the oldest cousins, and because I grew up calling her Mommy Cole, it did not take long for all the younger cousins to catch on. And pretty soon that was her permanent name in our family. So the name suited her very well. She wasn't a regular mom, she was a cool mom. And she took everyone in as her own. She let us stay up late. She let us eat junk food, all the cool mom things that we wanted to do. But she always wanted to make sure that we were having a good time while being safe, most of the time. She had fun events, and one night I remember it was great. So me and my cousin Caitlin were inseparable growing up, and she devised this plan where we could stay up very late. It was past midnight, and she took me and Caitlin driving. We went to the middle of nowhere, this large field. I couldn't even tell you where it was. And there was a meteor shower that night. That's when I learned of Mommy Cole's love for stargazing and meteor showers, and I saw my first shooting star. So, although she was the cool mom, she was also the mom you had to warn your friends and boyfriends about before meeting her. It used to go something like, hey, I have this really loud aunt. And it might seem like she's screaming at you, but that's her normal talking voice. And she's just really excited to be here. So, always the life of the party. It reminds me of a story. My mom, that's my son just over there, making some noise, but a story my mom had when she was little. So the whole family, them 4 kids, lived in Lima, Peru, and they were, I don't know what age, all the kids were under 10, they had to be. And they went to the Lima Zoo to have a fun day at the zoo. Well, not long after getting there, Nicole disappears. And they can't find her anywhere. So it wasn't long, everyone put out a search party, there was beacons, everyone in that zoo was looking for a little girl named Nicole. And Eva at the time. So after hours of searching, they finally come across her just strolling down the walk, and everyone is traumatized and worried, and they're like, where have you been? And she said, I was looking at the animals. Obviously what you do in a zoo. So while the rest of her family did not get to see the animals and were just searching, I think she was taking lessons on how to be wild from them as a child, and I believe her party animal came alive that day. We don't know for sure, but I have a hunch. And although she's no longer with us physically, we know and she knows that we are going to keep the party going and her party animal alive. Thank you.
Who else is going to come up and share? Coax them, let's go. I was told to do that, come on. You know you want to tell us, we want to share.
Hello.
Hola.
I'm going to be reading because my memory isn't as good as Taylor's. Okay. Let me start this off by saying, you all know her by Nicole. Not all of you. But since the day I could address her, I knew her as Mommy Cole. Mommy Cole was a character. Road Doll once wrote, if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely. That was Mommy Cole. She was always the loudest, smartest, most animated person in the room. She was the person who always had compassion and that you could call at any time and she would drop everything to come help you. Being there for people was her passion, and being an absolute riot was her personality. A few years ago, when I met my boyfriend Max, he told me that his friend actually DJ'd Mommy Cole and Neal's wedding. He told Max that the bride and her family were totally nuts. And I never felt so proud. In my family, we wear our crazy with pride. We are unique, loud, proud, and frankly a lot to handle. There's a reason our family anthem is Fireball. It's because there's no song for Crown Royal. Otherwise, Mommy Cole would have made us change it. Needless to say, Max got to spend plenty of time with Mommy Cole and her family, and we definitely lived up to the hype. One of my favorite memories with Mommy Cole is when we went to New York. Her and I woke up very early and drove all the way to New York to be on the show Security Brief. I've never seen it, but I know we were on it. It was an amazing day and we had so much fun. The whole drive there and the whole ride back, I was on cop lookout because that woman loved to speed. By the end of the day, we were both tired and delirious, and we saw this strange little island completely covered in trees. It looked like a giant bubbly tree, so we named it Bubble Tree and spent the entire remainder of the day cracking up about it. Years and years have gone by, and I think the last time we laughed about it was last month. When I was a child, my parents, my sister, and I would say to each other, "If you die, I'll die." It was our weird way of expressing how painful it would be to live in a world without one another. In the past couple years, this family lost Grandpa, or Fernando as you may know him, and Nico, or Sarge as we know him. Obviously, we all took this very hard, but for Mommy Cole it was the hardest. Then on top of her father and brother, she lost her best friend Todd, and most recently, her son-in-law Ben. She was hurting so badly and so heartbroken, you could see her light starting to dim. And I believe God took her early because he couldn't stand to see her in pain anymore. Neal, Caitlin, Aunt Flavia, Mama, we all lost her. The last time we got together, I walked through the door expecting to see her there. But for you four, this will be the most difficult. Don't forget, although her physical body is gone, she is still with us in our hearts, in our memories, and most importantly, watching over us and waiting for the most epic Chirinos family reunion ever. Your family is here to help you carry the burden of heartbreak. To all of the family and friends that joined us today, we love you. And to Mommy Cole, we all love you.
Someone said they were going to sing, and I'm going to call them up now. Where's the one that was going to sing? Or do you want me to bring the mic to you? Someone came up and said they wanted to sing something. Yeah. Okay, well obviously it wasn't Nicole that had been up here by now. Anyone else want to share?
I'll clear this place out.
Okay.
All right, my speech is not as funny as yours. Both of you. Because I'm in my fields. I'm like two in my fields. Yeah. So yeah, mine's more depressing, but no. All right, I'm gonna try. So Mommy Cole, she was my godmother. She was the best godmother I could have ever had, anyone could have ever had. She was always there for me. No matter how small the achievement or what the cause, she was always there to help out with parties, to celebrate with me, to make me feel special. She was always there. And it's very weird to lose someone that's always there.
still hasn't set in, like how it's gonna be without her. But so she was always there, but as I grew up, I started to gain more awareness, of course, as we do. I really, really learned to appreciate her, understand her, admire her. She was amazing. I learned a lot from her, especially as I began to realize how much I relate to her as I grew up. She was my idol. I saw so much of her in myself, and so much of myself in her, and I was just so proud. I was so proud to have such an amazing godmother. She was such a love. Yeah, baby, I know. I feel the same way, baby. Yeah. So I was supposed to read my mom's thing before mine. But in her, she mentions that she was shy growing up, and Mom Nicole really was an inspiration to her. And I was really shy growing up too. So my mom, I always remember one time my mom told me, or she probably mentioned it a bunch of times, but I was really shy in school. And my mom would tell me, so was I, but I had my older sister, Nicole. She was so popular. Everyone loved her. And I was like, what? Like, Mom Nicole was really popular? What? She's like, yeah, she was friends with everyone. No matter if they were cool or not cool or whatever, she was like friends with everyone in every group. She would tell me that at lunch, she would like go from table to table in the cafeteria and just talk to she had like 5 friends at every table, and she'd just make everybody laugh everywhere she went. And I was so inspired by that. As I grew up, I became that butterfly that she is. She really inspired me. Let me see where I'm at. Yeah, so it stuck with me, and that was when I really learned what truly makes a person special and what really makes someone likable is your heart. It's who you truly are inside, and it's how much you love others. That's what makes you a treasure, and that's what she was. And she was so loved because she loved everyone. She had the most beautiful heart. She never made fun of people. She never talked down on anyone. She was a really good friend to people. She was the best family member anyone could ever have. She doesn't even know how much she inspired me. So the more I discovered about myself, the more and more I saw why God made her my godmother. I learned so many lessons from her just by witnessing her be herself. She had an unconditionally loving heart and an endless capacity for forgiveness. I can relate with her capacity to love, but with a heart this big, it's so easy to be discouraged in this cold world, but she always reminded me to just keep loving and just keep being that bright, joyful energy. Always be happy, always celebrate. And through loving her, I truly believe that I really learned how to love and accept myself in so many ways. We were so like, even in the way that she was just so crazy and loud, and I'm probably the loudest in the family now that she's gone. But she would just be so wacky, goofy, silly, obnoxious, and she never cared if there was anyone around judging her, laughing at her, because her only intention was to laugh with people and to make people happy. With the capacity to love that hard also comes with the capacity to experience the deepest grief. And in the last years of Mom Nicole's life, she was in so much emotional pain and so much physical pain. And it's hard to believe that she's gone because, I mean, she's been sick her whole life. So many illnesses and ailments and her whole life. But you would never even think of her like that because she was so full of life. She had the most energy. She was like a firework. She loved fireworks. And that was just her. Like, she is the sun. That's all I got. I'm really gonna miss her. Oh, and these pants, I had a pair of pants just like this in high school, and they were my party pants. And I wore them to every celebration, like every day that was special, or parties. And I outgrew mine, but then yesterday in her apartment I saw these and I was like, wait, why does Mommy call them my pants? And I was like, wait, those are my pants. These are my size. They have a different waistband, but I'm like, these are the exact print and everything. And I feel like she gave me these pants yesterday. Like it was such a gift, and she just, to remind me that she'll be there for every celebration. She'll always be partying with me, and I'm so happy she gave me these pants. That's it.
Anyone else? I think so. You what? Behind the podium?
Move over.
Okay, that's what I've been doing.
Hello, for people who don't know me, my name's Ariana. I've been good friends with the family for quite a few years at this point. Been there for quite a few events. I'm going to read this. It's a letter to Nicole on behalf of Angela, her sister. So I'm reading it from Angela, who wrote it. My beautiful Nicole, since we were little babies, I looked up to you. You were the best sister anyone could ask for. When our mom was very pregnant with me, you decided to sneak out of a New Year's party on your own at only 17 months old. You scared not only the entire village, but especially our mom into labor, so much that I was born the next day on January 2nd. And in another adventure, instead of just bringing a doll like any other little girl would do, you took your real live little sister to show and tell in preschool. When you snuck me out alone through the fields of sheep, again, scaring all the neighborhood. Nicole, you were adventurous and had no fear. Throughout childhood, we were thick as thieves, always joyful, joking, and making everyone laugh. Our laughter was contagious. In all our years of school, I loved being your little sister. You were the social butterfly and talked to everyone. It was hard to keep you quiet. You were so full of life and joy. Nicole, you had a way to make everyone smile. As adults, when we got together, we would laugh about the silliest things. At the shore, when we would have ladies' weekends, we would laugh like little schoolgirls till we passed out. What wonderful times we had. We did have some quarrels, but we always managed to forgive. We loved each other too much, we could not stay mad long. When Mom Gladys died, it was sad, but we all knew she suffered for so many years. You were sadder than most because you were the one who took great care of Gladys, our mom. Dad Fernando was a terrible tragedy when COVID took him. We all thought he would live to be 100 years of age. A year later, our beloved brother passed of COVID. I know your heart hurt, and it was so painful for all. Beautiful Nicole took all things too hard. Your best friend Todd was the one that threw you over the edge into sadness and depression. At this point, we all tried to help. I truly think your heart was so broken, and you were in true physical pain. In the end, your heart gave in. Beautiful Nicole, I love you and will miss you forever, till we meet again.
Anyone else? I see someone approaching. Who is that masked woman?
Hello, my name is Sherry Johnson. I'm a friend of the family. I've known the Chirinos since I was 12 years old. Nicole introduced me to the family. How I met her, we were in a class together. I didn't think she liked me because she would just sit there with this kind of mean mug on her face. Yeah, it was weird. Because I think back now, because she just never had. But then at the school party, she walks up to me and says, "Hey, my brother wants to dance with you." Like, oh, okay. And we go from there. Just like, and then I'm dancing with her. And then her sister, and then different people. And then it was like at school, she started talking to me. And I was a shy kid and kind of reclusive. Everyone seemed to know me, but I didn't know other people. I was kind of in my own world. But Nicole would bring me out. She introduced me to a club where we used to go dancing. That got me out of the house.
And I am a very quiet and introverted and reclusive person, and she's just the total opposite. She's this, it's like a whirlwind of joy and happiness and just so vivacious and it's like just clinging to her. She's like this magnet that just draws you in. We talk sometimes every day, and sometimes we go for months without speaking. But when we talk again, it'd be like there was no time lost. She was my light, and when I was down and I needed just someone to show me that there was a way, just like hearing her voice, to hear that giggle, to hear that laugh, no matter how dark things got, she could show you that there was a light at that end of the tunnel and that there was joy on the other side. Nicole, you were my world. You were the other half of my soul, and I feel like I've just lost everything. And I know I've got something with you. I love you forever and ever. You were my best friend. The world has lost such a light, but I know that the family will pull that together. I love you guys, and if there's anything I can ever do for any of you, my door's always open. I'm a phone call away. Nicole, give love to your brother and your family, your mom and dad for me. I miss them so much. Thank you all.
Anyone else? Here we go. Good.
Hi, I'm Angie. I'm Nicole's oldest niece. The first granddaughter, the first niece, the baby doll of the teenagers. My mom was 7 years older than Nico. I did spend a lot of time away from the family, but yeah, Nicole was there when I needed her the most. When I was in my teen years and started, those interesting years in middle school. She was there for me, telling me it was okay, it's natural, you were fine. Good news or bad news, she was there to help me through it, help me deal with it. She came all the way to Kentucky for my first wedding to make sure that I was okay when I wasn't. I actually wasn't, and I married him anyway. And through all of the hairpin stabbing, and Aunt Angela put my hair up for me that day in a French twist. Are you sure you want to do this? Every single hairpin. I'll never forget it. She was so mad that I was going through with it. And Nicole was doing my nails. I'm like, I need a cigarette. She had one. And Nicole, I was there before Mommy Cole was thought. Because I was the first. To me, she was Pumpkin for a lot of years. I called her Pumpkin when I was little. She came to Indiana to visit my family, spent the entire summer with me and my brothers. And my mom, the oldest sister, we lost her in 2009. And I've been doing as much as I can to try to be closer with my family. The good vibes were at Grandma's house. And I was kept away. And it's hard to forgive someone like that after this many years. Because I still feel it. And Nicole always made me feel welcome at the house. And always reminded me how much the whole family adored me, even though I couldn't be there as much as they wanted me to be. She helped me through a lot of important points in my life, even if they were a bad idea. So she helped, and so did Aunt Flavia, and Aunt Angela helped me plan my second wedding, which I did a little more local in Bucks County. They helped me with the flowers, and she helped with. Big Bear was there for us. We did the ceremony. and Angela and everybody pitched in to help my wedding be as beautiful as the strangers in the restaurant behind us could have even imagined. I went inside for our gathering afterwards and everybody was impressed. They loved our wedding. And my aunts, I've always had to thank for that. And Nicole was most often, if not 99% of the time, the family party planner. She always knew where to get the fun. She knew where to get the fun people. She knew how to keep the party going. The music, the giggles, everything. She was always the light, the bright, the laughter of the party. And with the broken volume knob, it was never a quiet party. But we always loved her for that. She was that light, that life, never changed. Never changed for as long as, back as I can remember, she was always the life of the party. Even when there wasn't a party. Thank you.
Anyone else, please? There we go.
Thank you, Paul. So the one thing that hasn't been mentioned about Nicole, and some of you may or may not know, is that she was mechanically inclined. I mean, she could assemble anything, build anything. She was unbelievable. I'm getting to that. Back when, I guess the 80s, when her dad started his own business, Fernando, we used to moonlight with him, myself, Nico, Gary, the late Gary, Dale. We called ourselves the Yuck Yuck Company. That was a name that Gary gave us because we just had so much fun. We were just like, oh, what do we do next? Yuck Yuck, oh, let's do this. We would build dental offices and install equipment. And so occasionally Nicole would show up, and we always feared that because she'd always find something wrong. Or you missed a spot, this is not square, and all that stuff. So we kind of did not look forward to her showing up. But anyway, fast forward, where I'm going with this is a couple months ago I stopped by the apartment when she wasn't doing well. She was starting to, her balance was not doing well. She was starting to fall, and she pointed to the corner and said, "Alberto, do me a favor. Can you assemble a walker for me?" It was her dad's walker, and she felt she needed it. It was only a couple months ago, and I looked at it, and it was very simple to put together, and I was like, Nicole, you? Really? And yes, that's when I knew. Yeah, that's when I knew that something was wrong. Anyway, that's it. One more thing. Can somebody tell me what a jackhole is? Because every time her and I had this disagreement, she would say, "Shut up, you jackhole." I still don't know what it is, but true statement. And I'm going to miss that. Somebody's going to have to start calling me that. Not you. Thanks, guys. Thank you for coming. I don't know if anybody else wants to say something, but thank you, guys. Love you guys. Thank you, Paul.
I'll look it up in the dictionary. Anyone else with memories that they want to share? Okay. As you leave today, and you take your memories and love in your heart, in the next few days, as you reach for the phone to call Nicole and realize you can't, you turn on your computer and she's not there. It'll be sad, but remember something. Nicole, like God, does receive your email. So, keep it going. And as I said, ahalane cha, sata. Until we meet again, be happy. God bless all of you. Thank you.
gentlemen, this concludes our service here today. On behalf of the family, I'd like to thank everyone for the thoughts and prayers over these past difficult days. Special thanks to anyone that shared a memory today. Special thanks to Paul Big Bear for officiating. Before going to our cars, I'd like to give everyone an opportunity to pay their respects to the family. I would ask if you were the owner of a Volvo, if you could kindly move your car, the lady behind you really needs to leave. What, she got out? Oh, she got out, okay. All right, I didn't know that. That's right now, again. But I'd ask everyone if you'd like to come up the side aisle, pay your respects. The video of the recording will be posted in about an hour and a half after everyone finishes up here today. Have a safe trip home today. God bless. Appreciate it. It's good seeing you. Give me hope. Give me hope. Not very many cool guys.
If I can, just one moment before everyone leaves. I've just been asked to let everyone know that Cora, the singer in the back, is looking for a home. If anyone can help out, let the family know. Pardon me? Nicole's dog, yes, I thought everybody, that's Nicole's dog. But she's looking for a home.
Before that, took off, so it's gonna help.
Michael, how are you, sir? I recognize you. We're dry out in the house.
That's my truck.
up, man?
Yo! What are you doing? Give me a hug, man. How are you doing? Yeah. I'm on the way. Yeah, I had the cortisone shot. Dominant, man. You got it. Dominant, sure.
Take care. You too. It's all good. My mom's over for me.
I got it. You going up or what are you doing? Are you going back to Kelly's?
Sinking Spring. That's right.
No, I mean, are you going up? Are you going to the airport?
My mom, my sister, my brother. Take care.
Well, get them home safe. All right. See you, brother. See, he looks the same. He lost his hair. He looks like I'm gonna look next year after Kelly starts driving.
He has a big thing up right there. I kept looking at it.
We always had that.
Let me read your message.
Man, my phone.
Is that your pacemaker, man?
I don't know how to shut this off. It's my new phone, man.
Do you need a ride for real?
Huh?
Do you need a ride for real?
I'm going to drive up. I'm going to tell Alberto what a jackal is all the way up.
He doesn't know what a jacko.
I'm going to show him a picture. I'm going to show him a picture of himself.
Didn't she say jackhole? Jacko.
Jackal.
Jackass and an asshole.
Yeah,
but he said jackhole when he was up. Oh, he did? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll show him that. It's just going to be a picture of him.
Do a close-up, man.
You going up?
Do a close-up. How much stop in? You can go with us if you want.
Man, I can go with anybody, man. If not, I'll film it. I don't care, man. You know what? I don't even have to go home. They'll never see me again. Yeah, man. Look, I got money, man. I'll pay the first cab driver.
We ain't going to the Moose, man. We're going to Crabtree. It's a little different there, man.
That's all right. I can afford it. Yeah, I brought enough money. I came in. I got back from work. I came in. I put on my shirt, man, and my button was crooked. And I walk in. I goes, "Come here." And here. He goes, "Come here, I gotta fix your shirt." I'm like, so here, the doorman's out there and Alberto's adjusting my shirt. And I'm like, if I show him your picture you sent me last night, he's gonna think, he goes, "Well, I'm not tucking your shirt in." You did a great job.
I could have swore you were going to sing.
Wait a minute,
I have the video from last night.
I know, but I was halfway there. They still clap, they clap because I was so sad.
No, they're clapping because the song is over.
Who else was there? Tony Michi was there. I'm like, Tony, fancy seeing you here.
See him walking by twice, I'm like,
he said, yeah. And I was sitting there, I was like, how you doing? I'm tapping him on his back. I'm like,
he didn't recognize it.
no, and the funny thing is, I had a text from Mark Weinberg. I heard you saw Tony last night. I'm like, Tony probably thinks he's got a good
I guess we do too, we just don't recognize it. I'll see you. I got one of my trucks.
After each other. Yes, that was for us.
And if you fail a summer school, you miss the whole year. You have to repeat that whole year. Every class
But it was true, she was mechanically because you know, like it was always when you, but except for one time where we went to the hospital, right? It was like maybe 3 months ago. We went to the hospital. When it was, we went to see Sandy. And it was her, myself, Angela, Flora, like I was walking for. And it was in the hospital hall. You know, the hallway, which is smooth as glass, and all of a sudden the goal, somebody takes a tumble, she gets up, she's like, I'm okay. I'm like, wait, it's not good. Yeah, wait, how old was it? Oh, I said, I know, she was so excited to like go out and see her friend, but triple girl.
I thought it was so funny the first time.